Hello, welcome back, and in today's video I'm going to be doing a bit of a reveal on my wand weighing machine that I made some time ago. This is a total new concept, I suppose. So for any fans of Harry Potter out there, if you're a true fan, by which I mean you've read the books, you know who I'm talking about. Any true fan of Harry Potter will know that when Harry enters the Ministry of Magic, he gets his wand weighed at security and they give him a little ticket and all of that sort of stuff. Now, although my invention doesn't give you a little ticket, it does weigh your wand to tell you whether you're a good wizard or a bad one. So let me show you what I mean over at my wand weighing station. Okay, so this is my wand weighing machine with my custom magic wand on it. And if I just ask my home assistant to turn it on, Alexa, weigh my wand, then it'll turn it on and it'll start hovering between good and bad. And it'll tell me whether my wand is good or bad. Now, where are we today? We're good today, hooray! Once it's done that, then it resets and then it turns off the smart switch behind it. Okay, so it's a really simple machine, but the way it works is it's got a stepper motor inside it. So let me just show you some of the components of this thing, and then I'll show you how I actually created it. And also I'll talk about how it looks and some of the aesthetical, that's not a word, and some of the aesthetic choices that I've made in building this thing, because I want it to look like part of the man cave, and I want it to look oldie worldy and wooden and all of that sort of stuff. So I created this technique of turning the wood golden using gold leaf. And actually I'll show that on tomorrow's video where I talk about the gold leafing and all of that sort of stuff. I think the gold really sets it off and makes it sort of pop and stand out. And so let's talk about how I made all of the internal stuff first, and then I'll talk about the box. So let's start way behind the bar here in this plug socket. So that white one there goes all the way down here to a smart switch there, which is then plumbed all the way through, and it literally goes through the wall here. If we come around, that's where the wand weighing machine is. So it actually goes on the inside of here, and inside there there's something called an Arduino microprocessor, which is this tiny little computer board similar to the video that I did yesterday, which is linked up here. That Arduino board looks a little bit like a Raspberry Pi, which looks like this, but it's a little bit, well, it's quite a lot less complicated than that. So the Arduino board itself looks like this. I'm using Arduino Uno for this project. It could be done with something a lot less beefy, because really all it needs to do is just turn on and then run the subroutine. But I had an Arduino Uno. I thought I'd try it out, and it worked. The only other thing it does need, though, is a stepper motor controller, because when it comes out, it needs to control the stepper motor, and it needs to tell the stepper motor where to go and all of that sort of stuff, so it does need that stepper motor controller. After that, then you also need a stepper motor, and then from there, I just sculpted a hand. I used Super Sculpey modelling clay to sculpt the hand, and then after I've done that, I then just painted it blue. I did already know that I was going to stick it onto the end of the stepper motor, and so I have already sort of modelled that that square part of the stepper motor so that it will fit perfectly. And then once it was all constructed and I tested it and all of that sort of stuff, I then glued it all together. Now, the only other thing that I would need to do is to build a box, and that wasn't quite as easy as you might imagine. So not only did I make it in MDF in order to make it fairly strong, I then needed to clad it to make it look like this stuff. Now, like I've said before, this isn't real wood. This is actually made of foam. And I think I've also done a video about that. If I have, I'll link it up here. I'm fairly sure I have, about how to turn foam into wood and how to make it look realistic. It didn't get very many views, so you know, give it some love. Click that like button if you haven't already on this video as well, and then I'll show you how I actually constructed all of this sort of stuff. Okay, so once I've made the box and I've put all of the electrical gubbins in there, and the stepper motor will push through, stick through this hole, I then created this. It's not being rude. There's only a thumb and a first finger, and it's only got a couple of fingers here, but I wanted it blue, almost like it's a pixie's hand that's just been cut off and repurposed, which I know is a little bit gross. This here, this is sort of edging board that you can get from B&Q for about £8 for a couple of meters, and then I just painted it indigo. And these here, these are gold leaf stars that I put on here. I haven't actually finished sort of deburring them, so I need to give them a proper brush over and make sure they look all tidy and nice and neat. But with regard to gold lettering then, I'm going to be showing a video tomorrow about how to do this. So if you're interested in that, click the like button and subscribe, and then hopefully you'll be notified when that video goes live tomorrow, about 6 PM I think. If you're interested in any of the code that I wrote to make this thing work, please let me know down in the comments. I'm also thinking about maybe making this available as like a Kickstarter project, or maybe even on Etsy where you can buy these things and make them yourself. Not quite sure yet. So do let me know if you're interested in any of that sort of stuff. If not, great, I'll just carry on making videos on this channel and hopefully you'll enjoy it. So that's it from the Man Cave for another day. I'm really sorry. Never mind, it's just the way it goes. If you do like this video, please click that like button, subscribe, ding that bell, do all the usual stuff. This is a small channel and it's only me, and I would really appreciate it. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you again next time with some more magical awesomeness. But until next time, as always,
stay magical.